And it's recording.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, my name is Amy. I'm going to be your counselor for today.
Okay.
A little bit about myself is I'm a Fanshawe College graduate.
Okay.
I'm 21 years old, and my pronouns that I prefer to go by are she and her.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get your name and maybe a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Ella. My pronouns are she, her, and I work as a certified.
Perfect. A brief overview of what our counseling situation is going to look like is about 10 to 15 minutes in time.
Okay.
We are going to go over confidentiality, make sure that we are both on the same page about what confidentiality means in this setting.
Yeah.
Then we are going to open the floor up to you.
Okay.
You can let me know a little bit about what's going on today, what has brought you in.
Okay.
With about 2 to 3 minutes in time left, we are going to debrief and go over everything that we've talked about today, as well as follow up with possible next steps.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yep.
Great. So do you understand what confidentiality means?
Yeah.
Great. So just a little bit from my point of view, confidentiality means that everything that is said today stays between us,
Okay.
except for one of 3 reasons. If you are harm to yourself or others,
Okay.
if you are harm to a child, or there's mention of abuse or neglect,
Mm-hmm.
or if a court of law requests it through a subpoena.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yep.
And are you okay to move forward?
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to open up the floor to you to let me know what's going on and what has brought you in today.
So I think my partner is cheating on me.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
Well, makes me feel really insecure and like stressed about our relationship.
Yeah. Is there something specifically going on that we can narrow down as to why you're feeling this way?
Well, he's kind of been off about like not being like very affectionate lately, and seems like he's like a little bit distant or not like talking as much as we usually do.
And when did you first start noticing these feelings of what you call being off?
Like a month and a half
A
ago.
month and a half ago?
Yeah.
And those feelings of being off, are they mutual or is it just from his side?
It just seems like it's from him, like his side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what are these, in which ways is he acting off?
So for example, like he works out of town during the weeks and he's home on the weekends. But like every morning he would always text me, or like during the day he would send me like messages when he's on breaks and stuff. And he hasn't been doing that as much lately. And then when he is home on the weekend, he just seems like he's like not really there.
And how are these changes in your relationship affecting you?
I just feel like stressed and like, I don't know, I ended up like looking through his phone one day because I thought like, well, what's going on? Like maybe he's seeing someone else. And he had like all these like text messages that were like not saved numbers and like had like things in there that they were like talking and said like miss you and like emojis and stuff like kissy face emoji. And then when I asked him about it, he was just saying like, oh, it's just my friends and I are joking around. But I just felt like that was weird because like, that's not how he talks to his friends.
Yeah. When looking through his phone, what was your purpose? What was the purpose of trying to
see if there was anything like any messages from girls, and like sometimes he like likes other girls' pictures on Instagram, which I think is kind of disrespectful if we're in a relationship.
Yeah. In a relationship, you mentioned disrespect, and what does that look like for you in other ways?
I guess like if we're an exclusive relationship, I don't think you should be talking to other girls in like a flirty way.
And do you feel like this has happened before in the past, or is this something new that's been happening?
No, it's been like new that's happening.
All right, so just to go over everything you've told me so far, just to make sure we're on the same track, you feel as though your partner may be cheating on you. This is something recent within the last month or so.
Mm-hmm.
In order to try to get some closure, you decided to go through his phone, and you found things that you don't find respectful or true to the relationship.
Yeah.
Is this all still correct?
Yeah.
All right, so moving forward, what is something that you want to focus on in the relationship?
I really just want to know if that's what's happening. Like I was even thinking about like hiring like a private investigator or something.
Are those steps that you feel necessary in order to get answers?
Well, like, if he's not going to tell me the truth, or
Yeah.
if he's lying about things, I want to know about it so I can get out of the relationship because I don't want to be with someone like that.
Have you addressed this situation with your partner?
Like, kind of, like I said, like, am I the only girl that you're with? Like, are we exclusive? And he was like, yeah, babe, like, you're the only person I'm seeing. Like, I only talk to you, but I don't know. Like, I've been with other people that I've cheated before, so I'm pretty skeptical.
Yeah. And do you get reassurance when he tells you these things?
I don't know, like, I feel like probably not because of the other relationships I've been in have cheated before, or like even my dad cheated on my mom when I was younger. So I feel like I'm always kind of like not trusting guys.
Or is your relationship that your parents had something that affects your relationships to this day?
Yeah.
Yeah? In which ways? Do you care to elaborate?
Well, just like the fact that my dad cheated on my mom, and then like he's now married to the person he cheated on with, and like she's nice and stuff, but like I feel like that's so crappy, and like I'm like poor mom, like she didn't know it was coming at all, and I just feel like why am I attracting these kind of people?
Do you feel as though you often attract these kind of people?
Yeah, pretty much.
Moving forward in your relationship, do you think that an open conversation and communication is something that could benefit you?
I would like to think so, but I don't know if he's not very emotional and doesn't really talk about his feelings that much, so I don't know if he would be willing to.
So going over everything, it sounds like you feel as though you maybe attract the wrong kind of people in relationships, and this has to do a lot with your past.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would like to focus more on in this session?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah?
Probably helpful.
Great. All right, so how did your parents' relationship ending affect you personally?
Well, them getting divorced was like a huge change because then I ended up moving in with my mom, and I don't see my dad as often now. My mom ended up remarrying too, so I have a stepdad as well, but I'm just like not very close to him, and like it affected my siblings too. Like all of us are like, we were pretty mad at my dad. It happened when we were little, but it's still like something you don't forget.
Of course. It's reasonable why you'd be feeling this way and how it might be affecting your current relationships.
Yeah.
So, is your relationship with your father now okay?
It's like fine, like we see each other and stuff. Like he's not, I don't think he's like a bad dude or anything. I'm closer with my mom.
Yeah, of course. And your relationship with your mom is good?
Yeah.
Good. What about your siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister and a brother, and like we're not super close, but like we get along.
Good. That's good to hear. With everything that's happened in the past, do you think that relationships in the future might struggle?
I don't want them to. I hope I don't think anyone wants to be in a relationship like that.
Of course. Do you think that communication with your partner, if you were to be able to get open communication, do you think that that's something that could repair the relationship that you are stressed about?
It may be.
Do you think he'd be willing to have an open conversation?
I don't know.
No?
I'm not sure.
Seems like it's very difficult, and it seems like you're feeling very overwhelmed with the whole entire situation.
Yeah.
Moving forward, do you think that this relationship is something you see as still going on in about 5 years' time?
I don't know. Like if I'm starting to have these feelings that he is not trustworthy now, like how am I supposed to trust him? Like if we're married and have kids.
Of course.
Yeah.
With your relationship in the future, do you fear that you are going to shadow your parents' relationships?
I hope not. Like I hope I learn from their mistakes, but it seems like this trend of always end up being with these crappy dudes.
And it is a trend that happens with you?
Yeah, It's happened a couple times before.
And how have these relationships ended, and how has that made you feel?
I don't talk to any of them anymore. Ended pretty badly. Yeah, like I found out they were cheating. Either like the girls would like contact me, or like I would find it in their phones or something like that. Yeah, it sucked.
Right, just to go over everything before, as we are getting to the end of our session, you're feeling as though your relationship with your parents when you were younger has a lot to do with your relationship now, and that trends are following, that you tend to go for the wrong kind of people. This is something that you don't want to see in the future, and that you want someone who is loyal and trustworthy, as you deserve. And you're just worried that this trend is something that's consistent and more or less unbreakable. Does this sound okay?
Yeah, I don't know necessarily if it's unbreakable. Like, I hope it is. Like, I just, like, that would be something that I want to, I guess, look into more of how we can, I don't know, like, what would you do if your partner was cheating on you?
That's information I don't think I'd like to disclose, but it seems as though you're very open and self-aware of the situation happening, and you are seeking help, which is a great first step. So moving forward, I would love to book further sessions, or we can talk about other resources in order to get help with your relationship, or more focused on your past relationship with your father and your parents. Is that something that interests you?
Yeah.
Great, perfect. Well, it's very nice to meet you, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.